Yeah, saw BeetleJuice today at AMC. I've been waiting to see this thing for a long fucking time. Uh, I got the shirt before the movie was even officially announced, by the way. But it was a trip to see Beetlejuice again on the big screen after all these years. Judging by how the plot was in the picture, I can see why they took a long time with this. This is not a copy paste of the original at all. It's literally like a movie set 30 years later, like continuing from what would happen if it happened 30 years later. So that was pretty cool. So like they got cell phones in the movie, of course. They got modern technology and whatnot there, but it's not overwhelming. There's a very important part about social media and technology in the picture there, but I won't say what. It's really cool to see, but I won't say what. Fans of the movie will like how there's a lot of time in the underworld. Uh, Weird, kooky characters in there. People got chopped and stuff like that. There, it's kind of weird because speaking of chopped up, the father from the first picture, who was you know from this one because of reasons, his face was shown in the picture multiple times, unlike Tom Holland and Deadpool Wolverine. Uh, But so, like, they mentioned the character's name, they showed his face, but the character himself there did not have an actual live role for this picture there. But ironically, he was a very important part of the picture there. More important than George McFly was in Back to the Future Part 2, when they excommunicated him out of the picture because of, actor reasons. So, like, he was kind of a focal point of the picture. He was like, there's a lot of pictures I can talk about, but yeah, he was important in the picture. So that's one thing. The other thing was Lydia in the picture. There, she was basically. I'm not going to go through like every single character in the picture, but all the characters you see on the poster are important in their own right. They have their own little arc. They have their own beginning, middle, and end to their particular arc. There, they all spectacularly, by the way. So get ready for that. Holy crap, I got to say that. The beats from the first movie that you like, about the, like, daylight come and you wanna go home. I liked how something was done with that particular song in the picture. It made sense. But there's another version of that particular scene in the picture, not with that song, well, another song, and it's done in this particular fashion. Me personally, I did not like the song, but I'm sure someone else would like the song. It got a reaction out of some people in the audience. It didn't out of me, but that's that. One thing, I'm not going to say what happens with this particular thing, but with Astrid, I think her name was Astrid, right? Yeah, I think her name was Astrid, Jenna Ortega's character. She plays the typical teenager. She doesn't really like her parents. Go to hell. I don't believe you kind of stuff over there. You've seen that kind of stuff a million times, right? And then she goes in her own separate arc, and I'll say this. I won't say any names, okay? I won't say specific details, but about the thing was, her character played off as if she was super cool and super above the usual tricks of men, but then a pretty face comes along and all that shit goes out of the window. So that's all I'll say about that. And what happens with that one? Just stay with it. I know you're gonna think like, oh, typical stuff, yada yada. Just stay with it. There's a big payoff. So just stay with it, alright? Every single scenario you think in this picture is going to go, oh, it's so boring. It's probably going to end boring too. No, it's not. It's going to end pretty well. It was there was a lot of like grand entrances. Oh yeah, I guess I should talk about Beetlejuice's wife in the picture as well. Feisty Latina. She was all over the picture as well. I liked her. Her presence was like very Doctor Doom like, because when she was in their room there, shit just froze, you know what I'm saying? She was literally sucking the soul out of the room. I don't know if that's in the trailer or not. But it looked good, though. To prove us of the picture, and it's not in the trailer, Danny DeVito's in this picture, and he gets shorter than usual, I'll put it that way. So, There we go. It was a very good scene. So like, when she was introduced, Beetlejuice's wife, she brings herself together in a very cool manner, very Chucky-like, and I appreciated that, because a lot of time has passed since that movie, so I appreciated the way she brought herself together. That was really cool, and it made sense that she wanted revenge. Okay, when he was talking about his backstory with his wife, ex-wife, he was doing it all in Spanish, all en español. I was like, that's pretty cool, because in the first movie he could throw his voice, and he could manipulate his voice into sounding whatever he wants. So he did this one in Spanish because his wife is Spanish. And let's just say this: he deserves the stalking. I'll put it that way. All right, there you go. He deserves it. I liked all the additional characters in the picture as well. They had their own annoyances about them, and and they get what's coming to them. I'll put it that way. So I was like, yes, sir. That was really cool. And the effects were done well. The sandworms in the picture, I think it's in the trailer as well. I won't say how, but the sandworms in the picture as well, used very well, sparingly, but used very well. The little puppet characters that are in the underworld afterlife there, they're done very well, very cool as well. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of new ones in the underworld. Crazy stuff happens in this picture there, like you wouldn't believe. I did like the scarier tone of the first picture. This one's more wacky, but the scarier tone of the first picture, because it was like a solemn family together. Then all of a sudden, holy shit! This one's more like wacky pretty much all the time because of the back and forth between the underworld and reality. So it was kind of like wacky like throughout the entire picture. So that's what I can say with that one. So it's a different tonal shift from the first picture, which I appreciate. And I overall, I like the picture a lot. I'll definitely not see it again. Yeah, I got no real problem with the picture. It ended pretty well. I like the ending of the first picture a lot more than the ending of this one, but it ended significantly well. It ended appropriately, Gaga goo goo. It ended appropriately. Yeah, definitely see this picture if you can. If you're a fan of BeetleJuice, you're gonna get a lot of BeetleJuice. You're gonna see a lot of weird things that he can do. He can teleport. I'm not gonna say everything he does, but he can teleport. He can throw his voice. He can manipulate you into doing things. He can manipulate his body. That's all I'll say about that as well. By the way, for my Multiverses fans, the Matador costume in the trailer for Multiverses, that's in the new movie. That's not in the old movie. The Matador costume's in the new movie because Spanish wife, Matador. By the way, if you made it to the end of the video, I'm going to say what I didn't like about the picture. The only thing I didn't like about this picture, and that I really attached to me, that I really did, I thought that this was not the right place to do this, and it took me out of the picture completely, because it made me think like, oh, I got to put on my adult thing and not be sucked into the picture, was the Soul Train line. As soon as I heard the word Soul Train, it triggered me into thinking the Soul Train dance show back in the 80s. And guess what? It's a Soul Train dance number from back in the 80s. And basically everyone has afros. I'm dead serious. Tim Burton, you should have cut that part of the picture out of there. It was basically all black people and basically all afros. The Soul Train. And when the white people or whatever were in there, just walked on by very slowly, not having to dance. All the black people had to shook and jive, but I was like, really, Burton? Really? Sheltered Life much? Jesus Christ, that was so like, what the fuck were you thinking there? It was there for quite a long time as well. I was like, we went to the next scene. By the way, when you see the picture there, I won't say much about the scene. When you see the picture there, when Astrid, Jenna Ortega's character, is ushered into the Soul Train, they put her in there. They purposely, two people put her in the Soul Train. They leave her. The Soul Train follows behind her, and then Ortega naturally walks out. Tim Burton didn't write the scene, did he? Because that's just bad writing. How are you gonna get Ortega out of the scene when she's put in the Soul Train? Well, she just walks out. Simple. Barely inconvenience. So yeah. By the way, my boy loved Transformers 1 as well. He was gushing about that fucking thing. I was like, yo, I gotta see this fucking picture, bro. I have the reason. Thank you for making it to the end of the video once again. I had two choices today. I could either see Transformers 1 or BeetleJuice. So yeah, I went with the one that's a little bit difficult, more difficult to get into. So I chose BeetleJuice, and I was not disappointed at all. Transformers 1 I will see later on as well. There's other options to see that one. Let me know if you want me to talk about Transformers 1 on the channel. If you have any questions about BeetleJuice that I can't really, spoil or whatever, just let me know in the comments below there. Once again, go to my my Twitter, ClackmanX, and I'm on Instagram at 4clackman, number 4. Yeah, that's it for now. Later, guys. Clack off.